Hi, welcome to the 10-Minute Parent. My name is Pastor Don Boldt. I'll be your teacher for the next 5 to 10 minutes as we take a look at biblical parenting and what does the Bible say about how to raise our children for Him. This is another one of those ones that's a more global concept, but it's something that you'll see throughout the Scriptures, and it's about making sure that you're understood. Well, let's take a look at God, who is our Father. All right, we're called into fellowship with Him, our Father which art in heaven. And so we're going to take a look at our Father in heaven here and get an understanding about something, which is how does God make sure that He's understood? And with your children, we all know this. This kind of passive rebellion that you get into, where I didn't understand, I didn't hear you, I forgot, all these different things, and how to get past that with our children. All right. First of all, to understand that one of the things that God does to make sure that He's getting through is to make sure that He has our attention. All right, at Mount Sinai, He obviously had their attention. Okay, at various times when Christ came, He got their attention. Signs, wonders, miracles. He had their attention. To make sure that you find ways of getting your children's attention. It may start off as simply as just saying, "Look, I want you to look here." And different cultures, manage this differently. But in the culture I came from, it was to teach your children, look you in the eye. Turn their head towards you. We used to say to our children, "Look, God gave you 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. Point them at me." Okay. So that I know you're paying attention. So God made sure that He had their attention. You have ways. Quite frankly, if I was not getting what I wanted in terms of attention, there were times I clap my hands and say, "Look, hey, listen, pay attention here." We all have ways of communicating this. This is important. I like to stay away from shouting, yelling, and screaming to make sure that I got people's attention. A lot of too much energy involved in it. Very unpleasant for both the hearer and the speaker. But we can get into that. We're yelling. But what I want you to understand with getting people's attention is that what you do normally to get their attention becomes normal. Let me say that one more time. What you do normally to get people's attention becomes normal to them. All right, so think about this. If I make it normal for me to have to scream to get people's attention, well, then normal is my kids don't listen until I scream. All right, so I don't want to go there. So as far as making sure I have their attention, the more gentle that can be. I'll tell you what, in public, all I had to do is tip my head and look at a child, and they knew, you better give me your attention. All right, very gentle ways. Not always really hard, forceful ways of getting people's attention, but sometimes just very gentle things. And the more gentle you can make that communication system, the better. Only because, again, it's more pleasant that way, and we aren't starting off on an unpleasant note when they have to give you their attention. Sometimes even explaining to a child what attention is. You're listening, you're understanding what I'm saying, and you're in your heart. I used to teach my children, when I'm speaking to you, if you're paying attention, in your heart, you should be saying yes. And even if you don't say it out loud, if I'm saying, "Okay, I want everybody to come here," "Yes, Dad." In my heart, even if I don't say it out loud, "Yes." Okay, and that told me that you're paying attention. All right. So first of all, make sure that you have their attention if you want to make sure that you're being heard, that you're being understood. All right. So then beyond that, there's a little thing that God does with repetition. All right, and you'll see sometimes where the same thing is said over and over and over again in Scripture. Say, "Wait, we already said it once over here." God repeats things. Right? There's a lot of things that are repeated. Sometimes God will repeat something often enough to where you start actually, you've memorized it. Okay, you've said, there's things that my mom said that I could repeat for you today. All right, because she just said them over and over and over again. So repetition is another way of making sure that you're understood. Memorization. All right. And here I want to talk a little bit about something called catechetic teaching. And for those of you that ever took a catechism class, what a catechism does is this. You have questions and answers that are both memorized. Right? So what is the purpose of man? To love God and enjoy fellowship with Him forever. So you memorize both the question and the answer. That's a helpful thing working with your children. So, okay, I asked you to do a certain thing. Okay, so we've spent some time. All right, I asked you to clean your room. What does that mean? Well, it means I should go and empty the wastebaskets, dust, put away my clothes, and, right, okay, so there's this answer to the question, which is a part of making sure that you're understood, because those become things that you then keep revisiting and making sure that they understand what you're talking about. Asking for a response. Okay, everybody, go clean your rooms. Well, people all disappear. I don't know what they thought I meant. Okay, so sometimes, in those situations, being able to say to the people that I'm giving direction to, okay, everybody come here. I want you to go clean your rooms, okay? So what am I expecting you to do, okay? Well, you want me to empty the garbage cans. And, okay, it gives you the opportunity to make sure that there's a universally held understanding about what it was that I was asking for. I used to say this about my kids, and it's kind of even true into their adult lives a bit, but, if I just said, go clean your rooms, I mean, I would get very different responses. My daughter would be, 15 minutes later in her room straightening the lace on her dolls, ankle deep in clothes that needed to go in the hamper, but, straightening the lace on the dolls. But she was cleaning her room as far as she was concerned. Adam and Peter, they'd be off having a discussion because they shared a room about whose stuff was whose stuff, and they'd be having this big conference in their room, and my oldest son, he'd be putting stuff out in the hallway and GI cleaning his room, okay, because that was just his manner as to anything he was going to do is go after it and just do it to this great extent. So sometimes just to understand, well, I didn't need you to GI your room, okay, guys. Let's not have a conference. Let's have a cleaning session, okay? And could you start picking up the stuff on the floor and stop worrying about the dolls, okay? Going and making sure that we're getting a response that shows that the children heard us. If you've noticed in these videos, I am guiding you into a way of raising your children that requires a great investment on your part. Time, energy, your money as well, by the way, at many corners ends up being on the line. And so I want to encourage you that making sure that you're listened to, making sure that you're heard and understood is a very important thing for your children. And with that, I'm going to say God bless you. Thank you for coming and visiting us here on the 10-Minute Parent. See you next time.